What's up, everybody? Christian James here. Today's video, 9 shot, 27 injured. Finally happened to Canada. Let's take a look.
We turn now to Canada, where the Prime Minister says the nation is in shock after one of the worst mass shootings in its history. 8 people were killed and in the remote mining town of Tumbler Ridge in British Columbia. The suspected shooter also died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They have been identified as a transgender woman who dropped out of high school and targeted in the attack.
Interesting thing. I read earlier, this person started transition when they were 12. They shot their mom, they shot their stepbrother, and they shot the people at the school. 12 years old. If you're a grown-up, do whatever the hell you want. If you're a parent and you do that to your child, or you've done that to your child, or you think about doing it to your child, you're a monster.
Students at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School exit the building after a terrifying hours-long ordeal. Inside the school, police found 7 bodies, among them the 18-year-old suspected shooter, a former student who was found dead from what police call a self-inflicted injury. Authorities say a 39-year-old teacher and 5 students aged 12 and 13 were also among the victims. 17-year-old Darian Quist is a student at the school.
In America, this is common. In Canada, we had this 40 years ago at a university in Montreal. I was 3, and now we have this. Rest in peace to all the people who have been shot and killed, to all the young people who had their whole fucking life ahead of them. Fuck.
School.
What a terrible thing to meet you like this. And I'm really sorry that...
He spoke to Canada's public broadcaster about what he went through alongside his mother, Shelley.
The alarm went off that I've never heard before. And our principal goes throughout the halls and she's saying, people close your doors, lock down, stuff like that. Things started circulating. We realized how serious it really was. So we all barricaded up the doors with some iron tables and sat in that room for around 2 hours. I was on my phone with my mother the entire time.
And it's going to be probably the days, the weeks, months ahead where the community is going to come together. We're going to grieve together. And I'm just thankful my son is sitting here beside me.
It is such a tragic thing that a young person felt so disheartened, so whatever they felt, that they thought their only way out was kill themselves and all these other people. Pay attention to what your children are doing. You're not their fucking friend. You're their mentor. You're their coach. You're their probation officer. You're their cop. You're their everything until they figure out how to be a fucking grown person. Jesus.
Police say 2 more bodies, a woman and a young boy, were found dead in a residence not far from the school.
The female adult victim is the mother of the suspect, and the youth male is the brother of the suspect, or stepbrother.
The motive is still under investigation.
The motive is pain. The motive is hatred. The motive is you mutilated me when I was 12. The motive is I never fit in. The motive is I want to make everybody feel as bad as I want to feel. What do you mean the fucking motive?
Say officers did not find a note. In the capital, Ottawa, MPs in the House of Commons held a moment of silence for the victims.
Mr. Speaker, in the days ahead, there'll be important questions to ask.
Stop looking down. Say it from here. Stop reading it. Jesus Christ, be a fucking person.
Difficult conversations to have. We owe that to the victims and their families. But now, it's time for grieving and remembrance. Now is for the people of Tumbler Ridge and the Peace River region, for a community that is enduring.
I can't believe you have to read this. You're a piece of shit.
Unimaginable.
Carney also thanked first responders who entered the school, not knowing what awaited them, and...
That's their job. That's what they signed up for. All the people that everybody fucking hates except for when shit goes down, that's their job. That's why they went in there.
the teachers who acted to protect the children in their care. In the darkest of moments, he told the House, they showed the best of our country.
We are joined now by Evan Dyer, a senior reporter for CBC in Ottawa, Canada. So police have just held a press conference where they provided more details about the suspected shooter and the victims. Let's start with the shooter. What more do we know about the alleged perpetrator?
The perpetrator was called Jesse Van Root.
Don't say their name. I'm going to block that part out. You don't say their fucking name.
Seller, born a biological male, but apparently began to transition about 6 years ago.
That makes them 12. What did you guys do? What did they do to him? 12. I was 12. I was trying to figure out how to trim my fucking mustache and put on deodorant properly and talk to girls. 12?
Was 18 years old when these events occurred yesterday and died by suicide, it appears, at the school. This shooter probably did not know the victims, was significantly older than the victims. For one thing, Van Rootseller had dropped out of this high school 4 years ago, and the children who were killed were all in the 12 to 13-year-old range.
Couldn't even go for the older kids, huh? Nope.
So they wouldn't have even been at the school at the time that Van Rootseller was there, and being 4 or 5 years younger probably would never have really had much contact with Van Rootseller. So we don't know anything really about the motive. What we do know is that this attack appears to have begun at the home where Van Rootseller's mother and stepbrother were killed. That was not initially detected, it appears, and then the shooter moved to the school where the killings happened in a couple of places, most of them in the library, it looks like.
All right, let's turn our gaze to the victims now.
To everybody who passed away, rest in peace to the parents. I couldn't fathom this happening. I can't imagine the pain you're going through. But for the love of God, this was a 18-year-old man, boy, whatever, that I'm sure was in immense pain, immense misunderstanding, felt there was nowhere else to go, gave everybody else their pain, and then just decided to fucking end it. I'm not making excuses, but I want anybody else, if you're watching this video, to think they started doing these things to this person when they were 12. So you have all these chemical changes starting to happen inside of you, right? And these people who are smarter than the rest of us, doctors and scientists and people who like to make a lot of money, go in there and they stop the natural transition of things that are happening. I don't mean literally they cut it off. People use your brain. I mean they stop what nature's doing to interfere because somebody decided that their kid felt like something else. When I was 12, I felt like I could be Superman and fly off a building. And then at 14, I broke my fucking wrist and realized I couldn't. You're not the friend. You're not there to confirm what they want to do. You're there to direct them the best way possible. To everybody who lost their children, to the teacher who tried to sacrifice themselves, I'm sure, to save those students, rest in peace. To the person who did this, if anybody out there feels like this, and I don't mean from transitioning or anything, call someone, talk to someone. Please, for the love of God, before it gets to the point where you hurt other people and then you hurt yourself, pick up the phone, Children's Helpline, do something. You don't have to do this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.